Good Thursday afternoon, everybody, from Marietta, Pennsylvania. Actually, a little bit out of Marietta. We are in Chickentown, Pennsylvania. I know everybody's heard of that, so that's where we are. And we are getting ready to go down and see
George's Furniture.
I'm going to let Dan here tell us about George's a little bit.
George's Furniture was began several years ago by two brothers who were Mennonites and made handmade furniture. And right now you can see everything is made from beginning to end. Each item is made by one craftsman, master craftsman, from beginning to end, work on the same project. They make all kinds of rocking chairs, furniture, quality things that would be heirloom that you pass on to your family. There's a tour back behind us where they make everything. We're going to go back there and they'll show the showroom.
All right, so go with us. So we're getting ready to go in here to George's Handmade Furniture, right out here in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. George's Furniture is the place where dreams come true.
Hi, I am Juanita from George's Furniture. My father is George, who started the company just over 1970, just over 53 years. One of the things that actually he considers that took it from a hobby into a business was this rocking chair. Actually, the little story behind the rocking chair is that when my father was about 12, he tipped over in the rocking chair and all the way back, fell over. After he hit his head pretty hard. So after he recovered, later on he said, "Mom, if I ever make a rocking chair, I'm going to make one that doesn't tip over." So you probably guessed, this is one of those rocking chairs that has that non-tipping feature. So right now you are in the rocking position.
Yeah.
So how comfortable is that?
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
Rock's good.
So we have a unique 8-sided rung that's here. It's actually a strong rung. It's actually the strongest way to make a round piece of wood, but it's actually 8 sides. That gives a lot of strength to the chair. But to experience the reclining part, all you need to do is shift your weight to have it recline back. So if you put your hands above your head, there you go, put your hands above your head, and push yourself back a little bit. Shift back in your seat.
I'm nervous.
And it's going to tip over, huh?
Oh, it stopped. Okay.
Oh,
It stopped.
yeah.
Okay.
There's going to be some good videos.
So that's as far as it will go.
Okay.
Now, if you want to come back, well, that's one way. But so the good size for you is one that you can rock comfortably, but when you want to shift and recline back by shifting your weight by putting your hands above your head.
So how are you supposed to go forward?
So go ahead and shift back in.
Sorry, I was just like a nervous feel. Okay, there we go.
So that is something that our customers have to get used to because,
Yeah.
like, okay, most rocking chairs they hear
Right.
tip over, but not ours because of that non-tipping feature. So it has a lower center of gravity and then it's a longer rocker, and it's all about weight balancing. It's an engineering feat. So if you did want to keep your hands above your head, let me show you this other piece that we made. Actually, my father, after talking with one of his customers who was a back surgeon, saying how the different parts of the angles of the body are more comfortable than others, he made this footstool that's on an angle. So there you go. Now you don't have to have your hands above your head.
Oh yeah,
So you
keeps
can
you.
recline.
What I'm saying.
Yep.
Nice.
So you have enough weight that keeps you back there without putting your hands above. your
Okay.
head. Yep.
Huh.
The other little thing was this.
Yeah, this is
Unique. Our customers call it a do-it-all desk. So it started as a very simple table on wheels. You're already figuring it out. So it has a cup holder here, a book holder, and the same on the other sides. There's pens and pencil holders here.
Yeah.
This piece actually can adjust, so if you don't want it hard of you, you can have it there.
Oh, that's nice.
Another thing too is you reduce this part and this part. It can adjust. It can go flat or it can go all the way up. Alright, so I'm just going to put it here in between because I'm going to show you this little footrest. So actually there's one down here
Oh yeah.
for your
Oh.
feet, but there's also a swinging footrest here.
I want
Maybe
one.
you saw that.
I saw that. I wanted to put my feet up. I thought, I don't know for sure if that's.
So that,
you
yes.
have to look at Rocking chair.
So this is really an example of the ingenuity, the creativity, the practical things that have been put into all of our furniture. Because
Wow.
here we're actually working with 100% solid hardwood. So everything we make out of solid hardwood. The backs of the cabinets are solid, the drawers are solid, the tops are actually filled in. If you see the cove crown top, that is not just for show. Here, let me just show you that. This part is not just for show, so actually the cabinet goes all the way up to the top.
Oh, okay.
See that? So it's
Yeah.
actually a functional part of the furniture. Also, a little harder to see, the backing is also solid wood. So it's about this thick. And if you look closely, you can see like this two grain, they look like they match each other. Well, they actually do, because they'll take a piece of wood, slice it down the center, and then they'll put a tongue on one edge and a groove on the other edge, and then those two pieces will actually fit together.
Oh, wow.
So because our furniture is solid hardwood, we need to allow the ability for expansion and contraction. Because unlike your plywoods and your particle boards, they don't expand and contract unless you put them in water. Solid wood, with the moisture changes in the air, that will actually expand and contract. So this gives you a solid bag, but then allows for that movement. So they're not put tight. There's a
Okay.
little bit of space for that movement. Because with a wide back like that, there can be a fair amount of movement in it. Another thing I'd like to show you too is our drawers. So let's go over here to our desk. So this is an executive desk. Show you here. So here, solid bottoms. The drawers are actually solid wood there as well. And they're full extension here, you can see.
Yeah.
Yep. And let me just put that back in with the divider. They're full extension, so you can see it's a long drawer that actually goes the entire way back to the back of the desk. All of our drawers do that. Here, it's a long file drawer. And it's a strong. So each piece is built to our customer's order. They choose from walnut, cherry, oak, or hard maple. Those are the Pennsylvania hardwoods that we use. Everything is sourced from here in Pennsylvania, maybe up into New York State, but we have a lot of great forest land in Pennsylvania, and they're actually being managed well, and so the forests are actually expanding, which is actually good for us, because that's our natural resource.
So of those four woods, which one are they all just as good as the other? Is one preferable or more durable?
They're all hardwoods.
Okay.
I would say the oak and the maple are, I don't want to say stronger, they're heavier, but the cherry and walnut is also really strong as well. Let me show you one thing that we're doing with our black walnut.
Okay.
I will need to go to the front of the showroom there.
All right.
All right, so first of all, let me start in here. Here you can see we use the solid wood for our drawers. So this is black walnut on the top, and this is also black walnut. So the black walnut has a natural two-tone coloring to it. Typically, the, say, 15 years of growth, the last 15 years of growth are lighter in color, and then the heartwood is darker. That's just the natural color. And because we air dry our walnut here, it's a slower drying process. It actually takes a year per inch thick to dry.
Wow.
So a whole year
For 1 inch.
for 1 inch. What we do is we had it freshly cut in the wintertime, where you don't have to worry about the sap and the bugs, because our kilns don't get very hot, maybe 80 or at the most 90 degrees, which the bugs would really enjoy that. So we have it 6 months, we put sticks in between to allow for that air circulation, and it's outside under roof where a lot of the moisture can escape that way. Then we bring it inside where we can control the moisture in the air, and to finish out the drying that's there for another 6 months. But by drying it slowly like that, we can keep the natural color.
Wow.
If you dry walnut in the commercial kilns, it has to be steamed. By steaming walnut, you can dry it faster, but it all becomes more like one color. So the dark kind of bleeds into the lighter sapwood.
That's
we used-
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Isn't it? So we used to use just the dark heartwood, that'd be the center part of the tree, but we decided to do an experiment. So you saw, this is where we use our scrap wood, in here with the light and dark. But we decided to do an experiment and bring it out onto the top of furniture. I think in the 80s or 90s, it is more one color, that's what people like. But now, this is connecting to that desire for natural wood. So here you can see the Craftsman actually has looks at the grain when he's putting the wood together. Here you can see the lighter woods he's put together, and I think there's sometimes where the darker woods, there's the seam. So if you can tell if it's solid wood, is if you can actually see the end grain. Here, it's harder to see maybe your camera will be better. Where you can see the actual end grain of the wood. Does that show up at all?
It looks
Not
very
so well.
dark.
Maybe the other side will do better.
Okay.
Um,
I think I'm casting a shadow.
Is that a little better?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a little bit lighter.
Maybe here you can see some, here you can see some of the end grain. That is a determiner if it's solid wood. If you can't see that end grain, then beware, it may not be solid wood. But this actually is a very small table. It's almost square, but it has 5 leaves in it. 1, 2,
That's a small
3,
one?
Yeah.
4,
You should
5.
see some of the big ones.
So yes, I have another table I can show you the largeness. But this one actually can hold up to 8 1-foot leaves, fully extended. If you need the space and for more seating, we have a table in our other showroom that will seat up to 20, 24.
Goodness.
So, shall we go see that one?
Sure.
Okay.
I like this little thing up here over the door.
Oh yes, that's our motto. Which one? What is that one?
My master never made two alike.
Yes,
Why
so
should we? I like.
That's
why should I?
that's my father. That's our business
Yeah.
motto.
You hear your dad saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always like those crosses too.
So this is my father.
Okay.
Okay. He passed about, I think 13 years now. Maybe 14. So, okay.
Very talented man, I tell you. That's amazing.
And each one of these furniture pieces is made by the same craftsman, correct? From
Yes,
beginning
so
to end.
when we were looking at that, I didn't point that out. Maybe I should point that out. Here, let me point this out about the signature. So, here is the signature of the craftsman, the business name, and this year. Now this one doesn't have a stain number. I'll do another one too.
Okay.
This is the one that tipped George over.
That's the actual one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then this is the first try, getting the angles he needed.
Oh yeah.
That one is,
They get these signs.
yep.
Cracking his head, seeing stars. So how old was he when he tipped it like that?
About 12.
Oh.
Yep. Here's actually a good picture into our wood shop.
Yeah, that is a good picture.
Guys aren't in the shop right now. I do have a lot of videos, like Facebook videos of shops. I don't know if you can integrate those or not.
Okay.
I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, you have a YouTube channel?
I do.
Okay.
Mhm. So here would be your maple, cherry. I think oak is somewhere here too. This is walnut here, so you can see the sticks there that are help. So they would use the saw to cut it to length, and then here they would use the joiners to make this side smooth and level. And then this is a thickness planer, so that makes it all the same thickness. And this is all in preparation for gluing the wood together, the boards together for like a tabletop. Here would be your table saws, a large belt sander. Each of the craftsmen. So back here, there's two benches that the guys worked from. Over here, you can see a bench. There, this is where we actually make our chairs. So there, you can see the back of a chair. Here's a rocker
Yeah.
for the rocking chair. So this would be the area where they're making chairs, or table, or rocking chairs and regular chairs. And then there's a bench back along the wall. Basically along the wall there are several benches here. So each craftsman, because they make one piece from start to finish, they will pick out the wood, use the joiners and the planer to prepare the wood for gluing together, and then they will use whatever basic machinery that they want to be able to make their piece. We have no computerized machines at all.
Oh, wow.
Just basic machinery with skilled craftsmen.
Wow.
We actually train each of our craftsmen kind of like an apprentice. They come with a good work knowledge as well as work ethic, and we will train. They work alongside an experienced craftsman to learn the trade of working with all solid hardwood, because that's what we're doing. And so we want to have them build it correctly, because we want people coming back for more
Right.
furniture
Absolutely.
versus problems. So that's a little bit about the shop, and we can go up in the shop then and see the last part of it.
Okay.
Behind you is a timeline. I don't know if you're. Oh, this is interesting too.
He made that for her.
Yep.
Oh, so yeah, this is
Yep.
you.
So this is Juanita. I'm Juanita, and this was actually a high chair that, after my parents couldn't find a chair that they liked here in Lancaster County, my father decided to make one. And
So you would have been born in the late 60s, 69?
I was actually in 70.
In 70? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and those are some, that's George's shop project. He actually used maple,
It's in school. Oh.
maple instead of, I guess, cheaper wood. He wanted to work with the real stuff.
So if you have a YouTube channel, I'd like to link to it in this
Yeah.
video as
Sure.
well.
Yep, that'll be fine. So I do Facebook Lives on there where I'll just go up to the shop and say, hey, what's happened in George's shop? And then I'll kind of zero in on pieces there. My father actually narrates some video that was done from PCN. That's a Pennsylvania Cable Network company that they go to businesses in Pennsylvania and film their production. And he actually narrates that. So if you want to actually get some clips of him,
Yeah.
that would be a great way. Or if you want to get to know him, you can feel the passion of making furniture.
Yeah,
That,
absolutely.
Oh, this is an interesting one too. So, these are a few articles that were made of us. But this particular one, in 2016, we actually made an extending conference table. So here's a conference table that goes from 8 feet to 12 feet. And we contacted our local newspaper and asked see if they wanted to do an article of us. And so they said, yes, we'll do that. So we took a few pictures, made an article, and it actually is not just the name, it is in the Pentagon.
Oh, wow.
So I think there's a supply section of the Pentagon. A customer of ours works there. He and his wife both work there. And so when they heard that they wanted an extending conference table for their conference room, they said, hey, why don't you have George's quote it? And we received the quote. So, yep, there's my parents, George and Ava Lee.
Wow.
Oak, that one is the same size as the one you saw over there, just
Okay.
without its leaves.
Without the leaves, yeah.
Yep, and that one can hold 8 leaves.
Wow.
We have a great way of storing the table leaves. So this is one storage where you can store the table leaves. It's good to store them upright with air circulation. And so this is more like a cabinet where you can have in the same room. And so of course we build that for whatever number of leaves the customer would like. This actually is 6 of the leaves. It goes to this really small table behind me. I can show you how this works. By picking it up, coming back.
Look at that.
And that's your 6 leaves.
Wow.
And then with the table leaf up. The other one comes up, that's 11 feet of space. So a small table like that can be pretty big too.
That's,
Wow.
So you can see how.
fascinating.
That's great. You got a lot of family coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you may wonder how strong these are. We actually did a strength test on our table. Not this one, but this one over here. And yeah, go ahead and sit on it if you like.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think it's not a problem at all. Actually, we did our strength test. If you look at the picture on the wall,
Oh,
That's the whole family.
That is our craftsmen and their families after Christmas dinner with, yeah.
I started to say you wouldn't want me sitting on it, but if it can hold, good night. That's
We
how many
ran out of
people?
people, except the photographer.
That's 15 people.
wow.
13, yep. I'm not sure if they considered the weight before or after dinner. So yes, we don't know how much weight it can hold. But let me show you the table that we stood on. And that was this one over here. This one is the really large table. Now, I'm not sure if you want to stand at that end of the table.
Okay.
I'll actually have, I'll have you open up that side too. So, just by picking it up.
Goodness gracious.
There you go. That is 16 one-foot leaves.
Wow.
That is big.
So the beauty of our tables is that the customer can decide how small and how big they want. So how many people are normally at home? 4 or is it 6? This table, when it's closed, is nice for 6. The one I showed you over there, or the oak one back here, that's more nice for 4. And then they can decide how many feet they need their table to extend. Now if you notice with this table, we have 2 legs for the center.
Yeah.
That's critical. One leg is good for 8. 2 legs, a second leg is important after 8. So if you have 10 leaves, we put that second leg in there, up to holding 16.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah. And here, let's see, there's another signature too.
They close it very easy.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
That's part of the design.
And just by looking at it now, you'd never know that it could.
Yeah.
Nice.
The giveaway is the second 2 legs in the center.
Yeah.
A king. What I did is I put a little bit of the light walnut, light sapwood there, but then the rest of it is the heartwood. We can build whatever size, but what's really great about this is our drawers. So you have some nightstands there.
Oh, the door's underneath of it.
Yeah, there's drawers here.
Oh, okay,
underneath.
yeah.
So we've got 2 over here. There's 2 over there, but let me show you how big they are.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
There you go. The drawers are pretty strong. There's a little story. My children, when they were younger, we had toys stored in a larger drawer, and they actually took the toys out, crawled into it, and then pushed themselves back into the cabinet and started pushing out the drawers from inside. So I came around the corner and the little drawer was coming out by itself. I was like, oh my.
I guess if they didn't want to be found, that would be
That
the way
would
to
be-
do it.
Juanita,
Yes.
do you design all this stuff now?
So we designed it. Chris, my husband,
Yeah.
works with designing. Anthony sometimes too. But yes, we'll sit down with the customer, figure out their size, what wood they would like, all the different options, whether, this one is an OG edge here. This is actually the beveled edge. We have a quarter round edge. No, it's not quite a quarter round of it. It's a little bit more like this edge here. But there's so many options. And then hardware. But they know that it's going to be built well. And it'll last. We have great success rate of our furniture staying together. It can go all over the United States. Actually, we have customers in all but 3 of the Rocky and Mountain states. So wherever people find us, we can get furniture to them.
Wow.
And so there was one time, we had 2 customers came in, both were from Texas. I think they were only an hour away from each other, which for Texas, that's quite amazing. Didn't know each other though, but both of them loved that extension table, so they bought an extension table, both of them, and then we were able to ship it out together. So typically we do shipping about a day's drive out from this location, so that would be the East Coast pretty much. North Carolina would be probably about getting close to the hours there. But otherwise, there's a trucking company here in Lancaster County that will bring the furniture right to the house. And they use the heavy furniture blankets. We want to make sure it gets to the customer's house in good condition. Any questions that you may have?
A process, like from start to finish, when you would order something till it was done,
Okay.
how long would that normally be?
We usually go about 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
Right now, we're running a little bit more closer to 6 to 8 weeks. But yeah, that's typically, so usually we have like a 25% deposit, and then the balance is when we deliver it. And if our customers are in the area or would like to actually see their piece of furniture going through the shop, we can let them know when it's going through the being made, and they can actually meet the craftsman. And
Wow.
so yeah.
Do you have any questions?
It's beautiful stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can go up to the shop. I mean, there's nobody there, but I mean, I could have my husband working, I guess.
But their channel name is NC Memory Makers.
NC Memory.
NC is in North Carolina.
So
Yeah.
what's your channel? What's it called?
It's George's Furniture. Yes, George's Furniture.
probably
Maybe it's
go
George's Furniture PA. Our website is georgesfurniturepa.com. I'm not sure about the YouTube channel,
Okay.
but we
Well,
do
I'm sure
have.
it's probably on the
Yeah, we'll find it. We'll put a link to it
Yeah, it's
like at
great.
the end of this video.
And I'd be glad. I would like to have one for our YouTube
And they have
channel
a lot
too.
of viewers, so.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I so much appreciate that you are
Absolutely.
coming. We
Yeah, this
have
is-
had bus tours.
Mhm.
Like 80 people at one time
Wow.
come through our
Yeah, because
workshop.
when you just have that furniture, you don't realize what all goes into it, and the way
Yes.
you're explaining that, it's amazing.
Yes. Yeah, that's the beauty of, I think we haven't had that tour group for North Carolina recently, but last year I know they used to come up. Some tour operators actually have us as a mystery tour. Where the people that are coming don't know where they're going.
Oh, wow.
And so then when they come, they are pretty nice and surprised. So we split the group up into maybe 10 to 12 people, and then we kind of rotate them around. So yeah, for a lot of people, it's the first time they've actually seen.
That's beautiful. I love that nightstand there. That's
Isn't it great? I love it. So with the grain, we call it walnut blend, where we're using
That's
all the
something.
colors of the wood. So yeah,
that's beautiful.
you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Once, yeah,
That's just great.
Yeah,
I have
absolutely.
we have our extending bench, which one is packed up, but we have a customer that has one up in our storage. I'll have to show you how that works.
Extending
It's a bench.
Oh,
Yes, like
bench.
our tables.
So what is
But it
this?
starts at like 4 foot and goes to 8. What is what?
What is this here?
That's walnut. That's a
Like a
walnut
coffee
tree.
table?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That's a live edge. And here we have stackable chairs. So the business is kind of, I would say, changed according to what our customers are looking for. So somebody wanted some stackable chairs, and so then we made a number of chairs for them. Someone wanted an extending bench, and we made an extending bench. So, and somebody asked us first, like, there's two-tone, whereas the red cherry with the black. That two-tone, another customer asked us to do that, and so we did that and realized, wow, this looks really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just need to return here.
You see the step in
Yeah. The step stools.
step stool into the bed?
Show her
Oh,
this
yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
It is.
So that one holds up to what, 8?
This one is 8, yeah.
Okay.
That would be this one.
That one could be this one, yes. This one actually has 2 of those, 16 leaves. It's very long. This might be an easier way to see the grain. This difference is a grain where it's the book matching. There we go.
I love the smell
So
of it.
Yeah.
here you can see the Craftsman, of course my parents, George and Ava Martin, my husband and I, Chris and Juanita Horst, and then here's the Craftsman, along with their signatures. Some of the Craftsmen have been working with us 30 plus years.
Wow.
I think that because they can build a whole piece of furniture, there's a lot of satisfaction of a job well done with their signature on it, and they're not just putting on hardware all the time.
Yeah.
So, tongue and groove. Nicer here. So tongue and groove backing. There we go. So where they take a piece of wood, cut it down the center, and then when you open up, they put the tongue and the groove together.
Oh, yeah.
Leave a little bit of space there. You can see the book matching of the grain. So this is what we do for our backing.
Wow.
Yep. And then these are the different woods that we work with. A little dusty there, but here you can see the end grain. You can see the grain there. Maple. That's how you can tell if it's solid wood or not. You need to actually see the gears, the rings of the tree. So as far as the woods we work with, these are all the natural colors. So you have oak, maple, cherry, and walnut. Cherry actually starts out light. This has actually been exposed to the sun a bit, so it's gotten darker even so. Cherry also has these little sap pockets. It's just normal part of the tree, although some people may feel that that's defective, but it really is not. It's just part of the tree. So if you stain it, oftentimes that isn't as noticeable. Of course, staining oak tends to bring out the darker part of the grain, and that's usually what people like. Maple is quite light. We actually need to make the surface wet because it's so dense if we want to stain it, because the stain would not penetrate without making it damp and raising the grain. This is walnut. Walnut has so much variation in the color, and because we air dry it, we can keep that beauty of the color of walnut. This is one thing not to do. So we are cutting a walnut tree, and you can see what we hit.
Oh.
So what would happen is the tree, when it was probably about this old, each year it grew. See all those, and it just covered it all up until you would never know. And of course, we were coming along with a bandsaw, hit that, destroyed the saw, I'm sure, the blade. So this is one reason why, well, we don't do our timbering. We have another lumber company that does the cutting of the logs, but this is one reason why we don't cut logs in residential areas. Not that you're going to have this much hardware, but there's usually a high chance of hardware. So do not put any metal in trees because you're not going to get it out. Some people have put something in the fork of a tree and left it there and forgot about it. The tree is going to grow right over top of it.
Wow.
We had a road sign that was attached like onto a tree, and for many, many years it was left there, and actually the tree grew over top of the to the road sign, and so they cut the tree down now. It's kind of like a landmark. But so yes, trees are alive, so don't put anything metal, especially if you want to get it back out.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, well, let's go into the wood shop then.
Okay. I love that smell.
Yep. All right, so this is walnuts. You can see that we put sticks in between. It's very important to make sure the sticks are lined up, because our goal here is to not just let it to dry, but we want to keep it as straight as possible. So by lining up the sticks, that helps to keep a straight board. If you're putting sticks everywhere, then that would actually make it worse. But here you can see the lighter. This is a lot of sapwood. Here's your heartwood there. This would be your heartwood. So there's another piece here. So this looks like a project that someone, maybe one of those tables. So this is what the wood looks like. And here you can see the lighter and the darker wood. See that? This is the sapwood and this is the heartwood. And so when the craftsman, was asked to have for walnut blend, where it's all the type of colors of the wood, the craftsman's looking for both. And this looks like it's cut down to length, which would you go to cut here in the saw. Here it looks like another piece, cherry. This is cherry. Now if you look, it's lighter in color typically, but this has been exposed to the sun. Now that's a burn from the saw there, but that will be jointed off. So cherry can have quite a lot of light wood. There's some darker red. But this has been exposed to the sun. That's why this is darker. And then there's looks like some pretty light wood there. So here they'll pick out. Here's a stacked dried wood. It's stacked here. That's your cherry that we have dried commercial kilns, because the oak, maple, and cherry can tolerate the hot temperatures of the commercial kilns. The walnut with the sticks in between, that is what we dry here entirely.
Okay.
Where the craftsman will make the piece. But you can tell how rough the wood was. Actually, this looks like a piece that's been cleaned versus this. And that's what those two machines are. And then you have the Whitney, which is the thickness planer. There's the table saws here, and then there's a big belt sander We do have smaller shops in the area that some of the bigger things it's hard for them to do, and so they can come in and have us do those final projects that they can't do in their shop. Down here, so this may look like scrap wood. Actually, it's wood that has come from the table saws. What we'll do is we'll take the shorter pieces, we'll put them in this bin, and then longer pieces we'll put in another bin, and that's what we use for the bottoms of the drawers. Remember those smaller pieces? Let's see if there's a piece here that has some glued together. Here we go. So here it looks like someone was gluing pieces together and they didn't need the full length. So we'll glue them together and then we'll run them through the planer to get them the same thickness. Now if we can't use the scrap for the bottoms of the drawers, they'll go into this bin, and from there they'll go into our big chipper. So if you look over here, there's a machine that has carpet wrapped around it. Lid up there. That is our chipper. And that'll chip up all the scraps. And along with the shavings from the machinery, that will go into our big bin that's at the end of the building. And from there, it's automatically augured into our furnace. That's burnt, and then the hot air is pushed into the inside drying of the walnut that's downstairs. So there's no wasted space, no waste at all. The only thing that goes out of our shop is the finished furniture. So we have a construction company that that asks us to make the handles for their plate. They have a tamperez that has a metal plate, and we're making the handles. So here on the lathe, you can see one of the handles is actually in process there.
Wow.
So that's hand turned.
And that's the tools that shape
Yes.
it down there?
Yep.
See it down in the front?
So this would be your blades.
So as it's turning, you would
Yes.
try.
So they would do this, and they would use this to prop it on, and
Yeah.
then that's spinning around, and they would shave it. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I had no idea.
So if any of our table legs are asked to be turned, this is how we turn them. So many of our tables are eight-sided or square, and that we will do on the joiner. But if it's turned round, this is where it is. And so the craftsman who's building the table will make all 5 or 6 of the legs. And this is where they'll do it. Over the years, especially over here in the
These
interior
are
department,
patterns.
the patterns, you can see, that helps to make sure that the holes for the rungs are at the right angles. It's all about angles and the size, and so that will help to set up the drill press. Let's see if I can find the rung beads. There's actually a contour here.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not going
you
to touch it
can
because the oils in my skin is going to affect the wood. But when my father first started the business, he would make these contour to the seat by using a circular skill saw. And he would change the height of the blade. And then he would use a disc sander to sand it out. Well, we have an air-driven machine that is like a duplicator, like a router that follows the pattern. That does the initial contour now. And then they use a disc sander to sand it out. But then the holes are drilled. And of course, these are all certain angles that are needed. We got the chairs. So the strength of our chairs really come where we have the rungs going into a part of the seat there, and then the chair rungs are going into a different place. So you're not relying on just one joint here. And that's really what makes our chairs so strong, along with that 8-sided rung. Yep.
So the Facebook, I want to get this the video so I'll remember. The Facebook page is George's Furniture PA.
The Facebook page, no, that's George's Woodcrafts
Okay.
Furniture. Or is it
Okay.
George's Woodcrafts? I will give you a paper that has that
Great.
information.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, remind me of that.
I want anybody who watches this to be able to find it.
Yes,
Could
that's
you-
important, because there is another George's Furniture in Ohio.
Okay,
They just sell furniture. They don't make it.
gotcha,
So that's why our website, George's Furniture PA,
gotcha.
is important. Yep. And here, well, this is a bunch of, you probably guess what it is. What is this?
That's the inside of your drawers, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. It's for the bottoms of the drawers. Yep. So here's a walnut one. That's probably starting. That's and there's some more. They're all just glued up. That would be cherry there. Here's some other. Here's this walnut blend. We call it. So these would be joined. These would be in the joiner and the planer to get them the same thickness. And now the Craftsman's glued them together. So there's quite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pieces there. But that's just kind of. This is where the craftsmanship can really shine. How they organize the grain.
I think the walnut's my favorite as far as
Yes.
the look. I love the
Oh, yes.
different
The
colors.
light and dark,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So there's another. I don't know. We might be doing it. No, this probably looks like another piece of furniture. So there you've got 2 other sides maybe glued up.
So how long do you have to leave them like that?
Usually it's overnight. Like
Oh,
that would
okay.
have been done. That would have been done before. Sander that goes around, so they can work from this side. They can work from this side. You've got around the corner. You also have this surface that you can use either side, and then they have a smaller radius at the other end.
Wow.
This would be your planer. So they put them at that end, and then they come out here and they'll
Makes
pick-
them all the same.
same thickness, yeah. So they'll joint 3 sides. So basically the smaller side and then one surface, and then they'll put it through the planer, which is essentially similar to a joiner, but then you can make it the same thickness. Windows behind, and we have a nice crosshair. The gray or the blue hose, that's our spray gun, and yeah, there's a piece there that's going to be sprayed. And then the next room is our place where we dry. This piece laying down here is actually a Murphy bed, so it's laying down its face, but it's a little bit put up. You can see the side rails or the side parts. But yeah. And we're finishing that up. I forget where this is actually going. This is going to Virginia. So yeah, you can see the bed's laying here, and then the piece would be upright.
Stand up.
And it has those 2 for the sides.
Very nice.
Here's where you can see the two-toning, where you have the black stain. We actually chose cherry wood because we know how cherry gets darker as it ages. So we chose cherry wood whenever we stain it black. And then this is also cherry with a lighter stain. This is your walnut blend,
Walnut, yeah.
where we, this piece and the Murphy bed are both going to Virginia. Yep, and this is,
Yeah, look at that.
oh wow. Here you can see the Craftsman's signature as well.
Oh, yeah.
The person. You can see here's the Craftsman's signature. This is the business name, year, and there's no stain because this is the clear color. This is the clear finish, but there would be a stain if there was a stain on it. We had a customer who was a very large person, very tall,
7
broad,
sizes of rocking chair.
brought a lot of weight with him, had troubles with things breaking for him. And so he asked my father to make a rocking chair for him. And so now
That's
he
the
has
big one.
confidence it's not going to tip over and it's not going to break. So we have another size, that's the largest size. The smallest one, we also do a child's chair, child's rocking chair over here, but, and then the black uprights. And there's some taller, that's for a 42-inch bar height, swivel seats, swivel chairs. I think it's 46 inches when it's closed, but then it can extend out too.
Is that an extending bench, you said?
Extending bench, yes.
Okay.
You pick up the unit. There you go, and then you have the leaves
Oh yeah,
We
the
got
side here.
Leaves
two
are
over
down
there
underneath.
and two here. And I'll just
Ah.
put them in.
What a neat design.
And we have the leaves numbered so that you put them in the order and then the grain will match. So the two ends, when it's closed, that'll match, and then the center section will match.
Wow.
As far as the grain.
Amazing.
And then there's the signature.
That's neat. I don't remember seeing that.
This is probably the newest. One of
Okay.
the newest. That the Murphy bed is the newest.
Yeah, that's neat too.
But this is one of the newest. So we are in the corner of our 12-acre lot. This is actually the cornfield. There's wheat out there. The road is the property line.
We hope you enjoyed this video of George's Furniture, located in beautiful Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, in the Marietta Township. This is a second-generation family-owned business started by George Martin in 1970. His love of furniture and his obsession with good quality still drive the business today. They make chairs, extension tables, beds. They feature a no-tip rocking chair and many other items as well. They will make these items custom made to your preferences. Each piece is manufactured start to finish by a master craftsman. They also offer tours of their facility so that you can see the hands-on operation for yourself. Customers come from all around the country to tour the wood shop and the showroom. George's Quality Furniture is not sold in stores. They sell directly to the customer. Our tour guide for the day was George's daughter, Juanita. She was very hospitable and took time to show us in great detail their operation. It was very impressive to see how the projects began and how they are finished. They are located at 9 Rikes Church Road in Marietta, Pennsylvania. We also want to show you their Facebook and YouTube information right here at the end of this video. Please check out this place for yourself. We think you will enjoy it.